Hello, good evening and welcome to Primetime News. I'm Nadim Majid.
And I'm Jitendra Gunasena. Now let's take a look at the headlines.
President reiterates commitment to uphold the respect of the armed forces. Karuna Amman joins the TULF. 8 arrested in connection with murder of nightclub owner in Anuradhapura. Over 150 killed in powerful 7.5 magnitude earthquake in Afghanistan, Pakistan and India.
President Maithripala Sirisena re-awarded President's colours and regiment colours to the Sri Lanka Light Infantry Regiment today.
The ceremony to award and re-award colours to the Sri Lanka Light Infantry Regiment was held at the regimental headquarters parade grounds in Panagoda Army Cantonment. Colours were awarded to the Regimental Headquarters Battalion and to the 1st Battalion and 2nd Volunteer Battalion of the Sri Lanka Light Infantry Regiment. President Sirisena also declared open a monument to commemorate fallen war heroes of the Sri Lanka Light Infantry Regiment adjacent to the regimental headquarters in Panagoda. In the 134-year-long history of the regiment, 3,868 soldiers from the regiment have laid down their lives for their motherland.
සමහර අය රජයට චෝදනා කරනවා හමුදාව දුර්වල කරන්න හදනවායි කියලා. හමුදාවේ ගුණාත්මකභාවය අඩු කරන්න හදනවා.
There are some who accuse the government of attempting to weaken the army. I need to state clearly that with my understanding of historical information pertaining to the powerful armies of the powerful countries in the world, I will never allow for our armed forces or security forces to be weakened in any way. I make this pledge before this monument. There is a problem that we are facing internationally and we need to resolve it. We must safeguard the respect of the tri-forces by facing this as a government. No matter what manner of accusations, blames or insults are levelled, I am willing to face all the insults in order to safeguard the respect of the armed forces of this country.
මේ රටේ අපේ ත්‍රිවිධ හමුදාවේ ගෞරවය ආරක්ෂා කිරීම සඳහා.
Moving on to news making headlines here at home. Vinayagamurthy Muralidharan alias Karuna Amman, who functioned as a vice president of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, has decided to join the Tamil United Liberation Front or TULF led by V. Anandasangari.
Speaking to News First, Vinayagamurthy Muralidharan said he had decided to join the TULF due to the SLFP's lethargy in addressing problems faced by the Tamil people. When News First made inquiries from V. Anandasangari, he noted that an invitation has been extended to several parties, including Vinayagamurthy Muralidharan, to work together to solve problems faced by the people. Issuing a statement today, Anandasangari noted that although Vinayagamurthy Muralidharan has stated that he is prepared to engage in politics with the TULF, he has not indicated that he is joining, nor has he indicated that he will work together with the TULF. The statement reads that Muralidharan has only stated his willingness to join the TULF.
On to more local news. The Criminal Investigations Department handed over the report of the investigation carried out on the Avantgarde floating armoury to court today. The investigation was carried out on the MV Avantgarde vessel, which was seized by the Sri Lankan Navy on the 6th of this month.
The MV Avantgarde vessel, which was under the custody of the Sri Lanka Navy and later handed over to the Criminal Investigations Department for investigations, is currently docked at the Galle Harbour. 549 T-56 assault rifles, 264 S-84 firearms, around 200,000 rounds of ammunition, 25 protective headgear items and 25 bulletproof vests were found on board the vessel. The Criminal Investigations Department handed over the report to Galle Magistrate Nilupuli Lankapura in her chambers. Meanwhile, the Presidential Commission of Inquiry into Large-Scale Corruption and Fraud has decided to launch an investigation into transactions undertaken by Avantgarde. The Commission's Secretary Lassell De Silva said that the arms and ammunition on board the MV Avantgarde vessel would be inventorized. He added that the assistance of the Inspector General of Police has been requested and that the vessel will be inspected by police officials and representatives of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry on Wednesday.
The police say that 15 suspects, including the mastermind of the murder of a nightclub owner in Anuradhapura, are still at large. 8 suspects are currently in custody.
Close to 20 people had carried out the attack at the nightclub on Saturday night. CCTV footage showed the manner in which masked men individuals wielding clubs and sharp objects stormed the nightclub. The owner of the nightclub, who was a renowned karate champion, Vasanta Zoisa, died following the attack, while 3 others who sustained injuries have been admitted to the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital for treatment.
ඝාතන සිද්ධිය සම්බන්ධයෙන් එක් සැකකරුවෙකු වන
Firstly, we arrested the owner of a restaurant in Anuradhapura on suspicion. After further investigations, we were able to identify one suspect who we believe orchestrated the operation. He is also the owner of another holiday resort in Anuradhapura. In total, we were able to arrest 8 suspects.
කුවටගෙන සිටින සැකකරුවන්ගේ ගණන 8 දෙනෙක් වෙනවා.
The police say that an iron baton, 4 wooden clubs, an axe and masks which were believed to have been used for the attack were found in the Vadakada Reserve in Shravastipura, Anuradhapura. A car, a 3-wheeler and tipper truck used by the suspects have been seized by the police.
මෙම සිද්ධියට හේතුව වශයෙන්
Investigations have revealed that the murder had taken place as a result of an unresolved personal dispute between the deceased and the suspects who were apprehended.
දැනට විමර්ශනයේදී අනාවරණය වෙලා තිබෙන්නේ.
The remains of Vasanta Zoisa were taken to his residence located on Mudita Road in Kadapanaha this afternoon. He was a 57-year-old karate champion and was renowned as a thrill seeker.
My father has not been involved in any illegal acts up to now. Thank you for finding the murderers. I request that steps be taken to enforce the law properly so they cannot sneak out of this.
In more local news, Dinesh Priyashantha also referred to the alias Kundaya, who was recently released from remand prison after being discharged in the case over the murder of Sesa Delmi, lodged a complaint with the National Police Commission today.
Dinesh Priyashantha arrived at the police commission accompanied by his lawyer, Udul Premaratna, made 4 charges in his complaint, namely assault, being coerced into making a statement, publicizing false information, and the conduct of the police media spokesperson.
My hope is to take legal action against the injustice that was caused to me. A complaint was filed with the Police Commission on how the Criminal Investigations Department conducted the investigation into the murder of Sesa Delmi and the conduct of the police media spokesperson as well as the statements he made. We intend to file a complaint with the Bar Association of Sri Lanka and the Supreme Court on the publicizing of false statements.
A fundamental rights petition was filed at the Supreme Court today, citing that the appointment of over 30 cabinet ministers was unconstitutional. The petition, filed by Attorney-at-Law UK Aruna Laksiri, cited the President and the Attorney General as respondents. The petition states that according to the Constitution, only 30 cabinet ministers could be appointed by the President. It further points out that this number can be exceeded only in the event that a national government is formed. The petitioner states further in the petition that the current government is not a national government, the definition of which entails one formed with the participation of all parties in Parliament. The petition was taken up before a bench comprising of Justices Anil Gunaratne and Upali Aberatne. The Attorney General informed court that preliminary objections would be filed. The petition is to be taken up again on the 17th of November. Tonight on our investigative journalism segment Action TV, we'll look at part 2 of our investigation into the mystery of a missing case report. The 9 individuals who were indicted for burning down a shop owned by A.M. Kularatne in Siripagama, Ratnapura on the 12th of February 1997 were all sentenced to imprisonment. The verdict was handed down on the 29th of July 2008. 2 of the 9 convicts held positions as members of the Ratnapura Pradeshia Sabha from the SLFP when the crime was committed and when the sentence was passed. The 9 convicts were released on bail after appeals were filed. 108 days after sentence was passed, the then Secretary to the Ministry of Justice addressed this letter to the Ratnapura High Court judge requesting the case report. This was done in line with Section 2, Part 1 of Act No. 9 of 1958. The Secretary to the Ministry of Justice, who requests the case report on behalf of the then Minister, notes in the letter that the case report will be returned subsequent to perusal. On the 26th of November 2008, the Ratnapura High Court judge added a note to the letter and ordered the court registrar to immediately submit the case report as requested in this letter. The letter also contains another note which states that the case report has been submitted as requested via registered post. As per this note, the case report was posted on the 3rd of December 2008. This shows that the case report in question had been posted from the Ratnapura High Court 16 days after the request made by the Secretary to the Ministry of Justice. While the Justice Minister has the power to peruse case reports, any individual can obtain a copy of a case report by paying the stipulated fee. Over the past 8 years, A.M. Kularatne, the aggrieved party in this case, has attempted unsuccessfully to obtain a copy of the case report as the appeal against the sentence is yet to be taken up and because he wishes to include the case report in litigation seeking compensation for his losses. While the Secretary of the Ministry of Justice at the time and the then Minister of Justice no longer hold these positions, the ministry does exist. As such, isn't it imperative upon the competent authorities at the ministry to locate the whereabouts of this case report, which was sent from the Ratnapura High Court via registered post, and display their commitment to justice? Secretary to the Ministry of Justice, this is over to you.
Speaking at a ceremony in Mathura today, Minister of Foreign Affairs Mangala Samravira remarked about politicians.
Do not worship the ones you do not know. Now the students here went on their knees and worshipped me, but they are not aware of what I do once I leave these premises. You would not know even if I'm selling drugs, ethanol, operating brothels or involved in some other racket. We are here to serve you. Therefore, politicians are not meant to be worshipped, but should be respected. So, irrespective of the party a politician represents, let's respect politicians for their immense service rendered to the country and their respective area. The only way to show your respect is to take to the polling centres during elections to either vote for them or against them. Chase away the ones you dislike. The ceremony to lay the foundation stone for a hostel attached to the St. Thomas's Girls' School in Mathura was held under the auspices of Minister Mangala Samravira today.
A meeting was held at Temple Trees today under the auspices of the Prime Minister regarding the Tamil prisoner issue.
A meeting of political leaders was held at Temple Trees today to discuss the matter where a group of Tamil prisoners staged a hunger strike at several prisons across the country. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, Minister Tilak Marapana, Minister D.M. Swaminathan and I attended this meeting. Moreover, the Inspector General of Police and representatives of the Attorney General's Department were also present for this meeting. We extensively discussed the matter and reached a solution. The discussion focused on providing bail to release individuals who have already been subjected to court procedure. We intend on providing this bail before the first week of November.
கலந்தாலோசித்து பார்த்து அவர்களுக்கு நாங்கள் சட்டரீதியான பிழை வழங்குவதை முடிவு செய்திருக்கின்றோம். அந்த பிணை எதிர்வரும் நவம்பர் மாதம் முதலாம் வார முடிவுக்கு முன்னாலே நடைபெறும்.
And now in local news, Minister of Power and Renewable Energy Ranjit Siambalapitiya says that electricity will be provided to all households in the country by the 31st of January 2016.
Speaking at an event held in Polonnaruwa today, Minister Ranjit Siambalapitiya pointed out that nearly 200,000 households still suffer without electricity.
The Samruddhi Ministry is arranging facilities to secure power supply. Loans of 30,000 rupees are being provided for this purpose. In addition, with financial aid from the Asian Development Bank, we are prepared to provide loans of 45,000 rupees to households at very low interest rates. Repayment is completed in 6 years. It is deducted from the electricity bill. It has been arranged in a way that the person who obtains the loan will not even feel the repayments.
The minister noted that applications for this loan scheme can be obtained from local officers of the Ceylon Electricity Board.
Let's now take a look at some news in brief.
Gampola Vidanage Dilini Nilmini, a younger sister of Samantha Kumara alias Velesuda, who is currently on death row, has been remanded by the Maliga Kanda magistrate until the 9th of November. She was arrested recently in Borella with 10.52 grams of heroin in her possession. Deputy Minister Nishant Muthuhettigama appeared before the Baddegama Magistrates Court once again today in the case where he is accused of forcibly releasing 4 suspects who were detained at the Vandarama police in the run-up to the January presidential poll. The magistrate ordered that the CCTV evidence in the case be submitted to the Moroto University in order to obtain clearer visuals. The case will be taken up again on the 14th of December. The 9 suspects in the murder of the schoolgirl Vidya in Punkudathivu, Jaffna have been returned to remand custody until the 9th of November. Kites Magistrate S. Lenin Kumar ordered that the suspects be remanded as the investigation is ongoing. One of the suspects, Pubala Singham Tavakumar, has previously been sentenced to prison after being charged with a theft in the area.
And that's a wrap of Primetime News. I'm Jitendra Gunasena.
And I'm Nadim Majid. Just a reminder, you can keep up to date with all of the stories we're following here at News First by visiting our website, www.newsfirst.lk. You can also like us on Facebook, facebook.com/newsfirst.english, and follow us on Twitter at newsfirst_en. Good night and good luck.